Chelsea are one of 6 clubs over in the Europa Conference League that have picked up 3 wins on the bloody bounce. Taking them on this time around is Heidenheim, also with 3 wins on the bounce. Who will come out on top? We'll take a little look at it. All of it next. That's right, folks. Pat once here with another prediction video. Today is all about match number 4, that's right, over in the Europa Conference League, and we'll get to it in a second. If you knew where you've been, smash your subscribe and you want to subscribe for Conference League, Bab Rovers, World Football. We're going to all here under one rooski. That's right, Heidenheim, 3 for 3 as well, taking on hot shots Chelsea, who have put 16 goals in the back of the net. Can they add to that tally this time around? We'll take a look at all of that in a minute, of course. Big shout out to the members, of course. Big shout out to the Patreons. You know who you are, the VIPs of the channel. But what we're going to do now is turn the clock back to the last time around, bring it bang up to date with those, and of course take a look at the next round of game. Alrighty then, folks, here we go. Turn the clock back to this past match day and bring you bang up to date with these score lines. That's right, coming at you with Víkingur picking up a big 2-0 winner, FK Borac, Banja, Luka. Gent with a 1-0 win over Omonia Nicosia, of course, over in Belgium. Legia also with a big 4-0 win over Dinamo Minsk. Look at that, 3 for 3 for me. Meanwhile, Olimpija Ljubljana picking up a big win over HJK Helsinki in Finland. Shamrock Rovers beating TNS out of Wales, 2-1 win in the end. Got that one spot on the nose. Back up to Pola, big 4-1 win over Lugano. Who saw that coming? Petro Cub losing to Rapid Vienna 3-0. I went with the 2-0. Chelsea demolished FC Noah 8-0 in the end. I went with just the 3-0 win, but still got the right result in the end. Paphos also beating Astana 1-0 winners. I went with the 2-1 win. Ain't too shabby as well. Copenhagen and Başakşehir 2-2 in the end over in Denmark, with the Real Betis picking up a 2-1 win over NK Celje. Meanwhile, LASK and Cercle Bruges did draw, like I said. Meanwhile, Djurgårdens picking up a big 2-1 win over Panathinaikos over in Sweden. I went the other way. Meanwhile, up in Nicosia, what a shocker this is. 2-1 winners over Fiorentina in Cyprus. Who saw that? Vitória Guadalajara picking up a big 2-1 win over FKMB. Don't know what that translates. I can't remember what it translates to. We'll take a look at it in a minute. Meanwhile, Hearts did lose to Heidenheim over in Edinburgh. Meanwhile, Bayer picking up a big 3-0 win over Molde. They also, I think, 3 for 3. And Larne losing to FC St. Gallen out of the Swiss, of course, to give them a big old fat W. So those, of course, are the state of play in the last games. This is the state of play in the table. Now we're working our way from the bottom to the top. Now we're at the fourth game stage now. So things are starting to get a little bit nervous for the likes of Copenhagen, for the likes of Panathinaikos. You would expect maybe Larne to be down there. Of course, maybe FC Noah, maybe even the likes of HJK Helsinki. But some big boys are down here, and they need to get their acts together. Of course, especially the ones towards the bottom there with absolutely 0 to the campaign thus far. What about in the middle of the park here? Now, these guys will be in the second chance saloon into the playoff if it was to end today, but there's still a lot of work to be done with the likes of Real Betis. Can they get themselves into the big Power 8? The new Saints would love to continue their journey into the playoffs, as would the likes of Borac, Banja, Luka, and of course maybe even Víkingur or Reykjavik. This is what it's all about. This is what the new format's all about, to give the lesser powerhouses in Europe a chance to extend their European adventure. Look at Paphos just on the outside of the Power 8, which includes these guys. And as I said, Chelsea are on there, Heidenheim are up there, Victor Guadamares, of course, Jagiellonic, Białystok of Poland are up there, Legia also as well. Some big heavy hitters. Of course, Shamrock Rovers are currently in the top 8 alongside Fiorentina, who did suffer a shock defeat. So, without further ado, we're going to look forward to the next round of games, and we're going to come at you right here. And we're coming at you a bit raw here. We no maps, no nothing, just you and I, because I'm out and about right now. We're going to have to get these videos in while I've got you. So, without further ado, let's get into it and take a look at the first game, which will be Astana up against Guadamares, coming at you on the 28th of November. Now, these two clubs have yet to play each other, but of course, Astana all the way down to 25th right now need a result. Up against Guadamares, who find themselves in 5th spot with 9 points to their name, and of course coming into this on the back of that win over Mladá Boachev. Of course, Astana losing to Paphos most recently, so looking to get themselves back into winning contention. Again, we've got no odds here, so this is going to be quite rough around the edges here. And I am a little bit early as well recording these, but difficult to call here. I am leaning towards a shock win here for Astana, get themselves a big 3-pointer at the expense of the Portuguese outfit, Victor Guadamares, suffering in their first defeat in my eyes against Astana. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 win in the end. Let's go over to Norway now as Molde. They take on APOEL Nicosia, coming at you out of Cyprus. Again, never played each other, but Molde They currently find themselves 22nd with just 3 points to their name in this qualification phase right now. Up against APOEL Nicosia, they're at 17th with 4 points. And of course, coming at you as of right now, 58% form. They did pick up a win over Fiorentina, monster win for them in the grand scheme of things, with Molde losing to Jagiellonia. I believe that's out of Poland, of course, last time around. Of course, tricky one, this one over in Molde. I don't think Lightning will strike twice at APOEL Nicosia. I think they'll lose this one. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for the Norwegians. To take it, big win for them. Or leapfrog the Cypriot outfit in the league as well, and boost the chances of making it into the next round of the competition. Meanwhile, it's the game of the round. It is right here, right now. It's Heidenheim. It's of course Chelsea. Both 3 for 3 so far, but this match taking place over in Germany, of course, on one of the early kickoffs on the 28th of November. They never played each other, but Heidenheim sitting in 6th, 9 points to the name. They're coming at you on the back of that win over Hearts. Meanwhile, Chelsea, though, coming into this on the back of that 8-0 win over Noah Yaravin. Of course, they made it 12 goals scored in the last 2 games in this competition, with a not the greatest bit of form right now over in the Premier League. Of course, still trying to find themselves a little bit. Of course, Heidenheim the same. They're doing all right in the Bundesliga, but of course, we'll look forward to this game when it comes around. So tricky one in Germany. Of course, I believe Chelsea will win. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It will be a much more tighter game, probably one of the most difficult ones Chelsea will have in this competition, especially in the group stage. I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for Chelsea in Germany to maintain their perfect start in this competition. Let's go to Bruges now, over in La Belgium. So Bruges taking on Hearts of Midlothian, of course. Currently under Neil Critchley, I believe, coach. So Bruges are 15th for the table. They've got 4 points to the name. Hearts doing all right. 2 wins of the last 3. They sit 12th with 6 points to them. They've never played each other, these two sides. But Sissel Bruges on 58% form as of recording, as are Hearts. Of course, Hearts losing to Heidenheim most recently. Sissel Bruges coming onto this on the back of that 5-0 loss to Anderlecht. Actually, it was in the Juniper League. They did actually pick up a 0-0 draw against LASK. As of recording, they haven't scored a goal in the last 2 games. But again, this match will take place following on from a game against Standard Liège, a difficult one in the top flight in Belgium. Of course, Hearts will be taking on Rangers as well. Also a very tricky match as well. I don't fancy the Hearts here on the road. I think they can only realistically pull points off at home, and they'll lose it. I'm going to go with just a 1-0 win for Sissel Bruges again to make it a good points haul for them thus far. Let's go over to Wales. That's right. TNS. That's the new Saints to you and me. They're going to be taking on Djurgårdens, coming at you out of Sweden. This match, though, over in the Welsh. New Saints, 24 for the table with 3 points to the name, just 1 defeat in the last 6 as of right now. They've pretty good form over in the top flight in Wales, in the Cymru Premier League. Meanwhile, Djurgårdens, 50% form for them, winning 3 and losing 3 over the last 6. And their last win was, of course, against Panathinaikos most recently. The New Saints, with that battle of the Great Britain, you would say, we're losing to Shamrock Rovers, of course, last time around. We'll try to look forward to this one. They've got a couple of games. They've actually got quite a handful of games before this match. I'm actually recording this way ahead, but they've got, unless they're going to get postponed, we've got games against Penny Bront, Britton Ferry, Cardiff Met, Bala. Almost loads of games going on, but this one, well, I don't think it's going to be as fortuitous as their campaign has been so far. I think they'll lose this one. I think Djurgårdens are a sneaky little powerhouse here that are going to start grinding some results. They've got 4 points so far, a possible 9, which ain't too shabby. That's 1-1 lost, 1 and a draw, I think. So Djurgårdens picking up a 2-1 win in Wales to boost their chances. Let's go to FC St. Gallen over in Switzerland. Of course, St. Gallen are doing, I think they're on the climb, maybe up to 27th right now. 3 points last time around. Big win, but they're unbeaten in the last 4. Up against back up to Polo, who are 23rd, also with just 3 points. Have 1 defeat in the last 5 heading into this one. They did come into this on the back of that 4-1 win over Lugano, of Switzerland, I believe. Or it might be Austria. Meanwhile, St. Gallen picked up a big 2-1 win over Larne, over in Northern Ireland, of course. So, yeah, good games for those guys to get some points on the board. Back up to Polo, looking to make it Lightning striking twice against some Bavarian or Alp regioned nations, clubs there. And this one, though, I don't think they're going to get to as too much joy. Going to go with a 3-0 win for St. Gallen at home to get 6 points for them as they try to climb the table. for the top 8 and or maybe a little less than that. Meanwhile, Panathinaikos out of Greece up against HJK Helsinki, coming at you over in Greece. That's right, HJK Helsinki. Of course, not the greatest position right now. They are 26th, but it's better than that of Panathinaikos, who currently find themselves 31st with just 1 point to the name. Of course, 50% form for them right now, just one win in the last 4 up against HJK, just 1 win in the last 6. Of course, in that 1 win was their last win against Dinamo Minsk. Actually, it was the second game of the campaign. Meanwhile, Panathinaikos on the back of that 2-1 loss to Djurgårdens, of course, in Sweden, doing all right in the Greek league, but not doing so much in the Conference League at the moment. So, tricky one, this one, because when you look at that form, but I do anticipate a Panathinaikos victory here on their own backyard. 3-1 win, big win. Maybe get the wheels of motion moving in the right direction. Let's go to FK Borac up against Lasic. Of course, coming at you out of Borac, Banja, Luka. Coming at you this coming match day. Early kickoff as well on the 28th of November. Banja Luka 75% form for them, and just one defeat in the last 6. One defeat was against Víkingur Reykjavik in Iceland most recently. Lasic picking up a 0-0 draw against Cercle Brugge most recently as well. Back-to-back goalless affairs in the Europa Conference League, so not looking good for them. But they're unbeaten in the last 4 matches in all competitions, all venues, and of course we'll fancy the chances to get something out of this game. I don't know. I think this is a tricky one. It could go either way, so that's why I'm sitting on the fence. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw in Banja Luka. Point of the bag. Of course, both sides could do with the points. Banja Luka better off at the moment, currently with 4 compared to Lasic with 2. But point of the bag in the end. Meanwhile, Celje up against Białystok, coming at you out of Poland, but this match taking place over in Slovenia, if my memory serves me correctly. Celje, where are you? Coming at you. I'm trying to find you. But of course, the opposition, Białystok, perfect record so far, 3 wins out of 3, up against Celje into mid-table. They're 20th with just 3 points thus far, just 1 win in the last 4 in all comps. Jalagolia, Białystok, coming at you unbeaten in the last 6, and they've won 5 of the last 6, of course, including a 3-0 win over Molde most recently. But as for their opposition, Celje on the back of that narrow 2-1 loss against La Liga Real Betis, narrow loss there in Spain as well. But their one and only win was come over at Başakşehir 5-1 last time they played at this very venue. Can Lightning strike twice? Can they get more points on their own turf? I think they can. I think they'll get for the W and upset the apple cart, dent Białystok's flying start to the campaign so far, and give them their first loss. Going to go with a 1-0 win for Celje in Slovenia under my watch. Let's go to Dinamo Minsk up against Copenhagen. Coming at you this time around. Minsk and Copenhagen early kickoff once again on the 28th. The hosts without a point so far, 0 out of possible 9. Up against Copenhagen, are sitting in 29th with 2 points out of possible 9. A couple of draws for them. They are unbeaten in the last 6, however, drawn 4 of the last 5. Up against Dinamo Minsk, who won 4 of the last 6, but 2 defeats in a row. In fact, 3 defeats in a row in this competition. They did lose to Legia Warsaw 4-0 last time around. In fact, they haven't even scored a goal in this competition, but it's been back-to-back away games. Maybe a chance to get some points for them at the home venue, of course, wherever that may be. Of course, Copenhagen on the back of that 2-2 draw against Başakşehir. Of course, prior to that, they also drew with Real Betis last time around. A match taking place, though, Minsk, the hosts here. I think Copenhagen will get the W. Unbeaten so far. They are probably one of the dark horses for this trophy. Don't get me wrong, not just to do well. I think they can actually win this trophy. I think Chelsea are your favourites. Betis will be there. Fiorentina as well, I think, are still in it. But then Copenhagen are in that next bracket. So keep an eye on those guys to go the distance. Let's go to Noah up against Víkingur, coming at you this 28th as well. Noah could do with a result after that big stuffing by Chelsea. They're coming at you with 3 points thus far, but they won 4 of the last 6. Never played each other, these two clubs. Víkingur sitting in 14th with 6 points to the name. Just one defeat in the last 5 they last played. Of course, 2-0 win over Banja Luka, of course, in Iceland. Of course, Noah Yerevan with a big 8-0 loss last time around. So it should be back-to-back goalless affairs, or failed to hit the back of the net in the last 2 games in this competition, conceding 9 goals in the last 2 games combined. 8 of those for Chelsea, just 1 for Rapid Vienna. Of course, a win for Yerevan will do them the world of good at their backyard as well. I don't think so, though. I think I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw, which doesn't really do anyone any hope. Keeps them in that middle of the table pack and maybe in prime position for the playoff. But this is a missed opportunity for both sides to move up the table. Let's go Fiorentina up against Paphos. Of course, Fiorentina on the back of that shocking loss against another Cypriot side last time around. But can they bounce back this time around against Paphos? Played never. Of course, 8th place Fiorentina, 6 points so far, just one defeat in the last 6. Up against Paphos, also one defeat in the last 6. They sit in 9th with 6 points as well. Of course, Paphos beating Astana last time around, also with a loss against Heidenheim on their record. Fiorentina bouncing back from the APOEL Nicosia loss against beating Hellas Verona to get themselves back in the thick of things as well. I've also got wins under St. Gallen and under the name so far in this competition. They are one of the power favourites, of course. It's back in Italy, of course. I don't anticipate any hurdles here. I'm going to go with a 3-0 win, comfortably win for Fiorentina to take the 3 points and again make a push to remain in that top 8. Meanwhile, Olympic Ljubljana up against Larne. They nearly rhymes, of course, coming at you. As well. This is one of the later kickoffs on the 28th of November. Ljubljana unbeaten in the last 6. They are 92% form for them right now. They are 10th with 6 points to the name. Up against Larne, who are all the way down into 35th. 0 points to the name, and just 2 wins at the last 6. They did lose to St. Gallen most recently. Ljubljana picking up a 2-0 win over HJK Helsinki most recently. It's actually been back-to-back clean sheets for them in this competition, beating Lasic as well. Larne, of course, losing to Shamrock Rovers in also quickfire games in this competition as well. So Ljubljana against Larne should only be 1 win. I'm going to go with the hosts here, 2-0 win, clean sheet as well, and that'll put them in good position for the top 8 for the hosts on this one. Meanwhile, Omonia Nicosia up against Legia Warsaw, who are also flying bloody high right now. Nicosia coming at you right now. They're all the way down to 21st with 3 points to the name. Up against second place Legia Warsaw, 6 wins on the bounce, 100% form for them. They're looking hot to bloody trot. Now, they have played one time, these two sides. It was in the Champions League during the COVID year, qualification round. It was a 2-0 win for Omonia Nicosia in Poland. In extra time, they snatched it. Will lightning strike twice for them on this one? I'm not too sure. Omonia Nicosia, of course, coming into on the back of a 1-0 loss to Gent. It's actually been back-to-back games without a goal in the Europa Conference League. Meanwhile, Legia also with a big 4-0 win over Dinamo Minsk. They're also coming into on the back-to-back, at least back-to-back clean sheets between the last couple of games. Legia also are a force as well in this competition. This will be a tricky one, though. I think they'll drop some points against the tricky Cypriot outfit over in Cyprus. 1-1 in the end, point apiece. Let's go to Rapid Vienna up against Shamrock Rovers coming at you over in Austria, if my memory serves me right. Austria Vienna. Or Rapid Vienna, should we say, Rapid Vienna up against Shamrock Rovers. Never played each other, of course. Rapid Vienna sitting in 4th, 9 points to the name up against Shamrock Rovers. 6 wins on the bounce for them, sitting in 7th. Of course, with 7 points to them. Unbeaten in this competition, of course. Coming into on the back of that 2-1 win over the New Saints. They've had a pretty easy run over the green. This is, of course, their first real contender, I would say. Of course, picking up, they're only winning what's in front of them. Rapid Vienna by the big 3-0 win over Petro Cub. They also picked up a win over Noah Yerevan to make it back-to-back clean sheets for them. So both sides on the back of a good bit of momentum in this competition, and I would like to continue that in this one on the 28th. This one, I'd love to see Shamrock Rovers really get far in this competition. I think, I was leaning towards a draw, but I've got to go with my head, and my head says, Shamrock Rovers cannot compete against the Rapid Vienna side. No way. 2-1 winners. Vienna taking the points, and of course they will continue their unbeaten start. They'll make it 4 wins on the bounce as well. Let's go into the last couple of games here. FKMB up against Real Betis. That's right, it's Mladá Boleslav. Of course, they're hosting this match. 50% form for them right now. They sit 33rd with no points to the name up against Real Betis, who are 18th with 4 points to the name, but they are unbeaten in the last 6 matches. Of course, Real Betis with a 2-2 draw against Celta Vigo in La Liga, picking up a big 2-1 win over Celje most recently. Mladá Boleslav on the back of a 2-1 loss to Guadamares in Portugal. We'll hope to get back to winning ways, or at least get some points on the board in this game at their own venue. I don't think it's happening, though. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win in the end for Real Betis. On the road into the final stretches here is Lugano. It is, of course, Gent. That's right, coming at you over in Switzerland. Lugano, 58% form for them right now, just 1 defeat in the last 5 matches. 11th in the table, 6 points to the name. Up against Gent, just 1 defeat in the last 6 as well, 67% form for them. Of course, Lugano are in 11th with 6 points. 13th place is Gent with also 6 points to the name, both sides. Actually, Lugano Communities on the back of a loss to back up Tapolo. That was on the road. Gent picking up a big win over Omonia Nicosia in Belgium, of course. Gent ain't no slouches, of course. Again, could also cause some competition, some headaches to some competition in this tournament. I think they can go far, and we'll fancy the chances in this game. But this is a tricky. It's one of the more difficult ones for them, and I'm leaning on a draw. That's right, 1-1 in the end for both sides. Point in the bag. You know, a little bit closer to the power 8, but I don't think it'll get them there this time around. And then finally, we go to Başakşehir. That's in Cyprus over against Petrocub coming at you. This match actually takes place on the 27th of November, which is a Tuesday. Başakşehir struggling to just 1 point to the name. Of course, they are 32nd without a win in the last 6. Against Petrocub, also a rock bottom, no points, but 50% form for them right now. Win 2, lost 2, and drawn 2 over the last 6. The last match in this competition was a loss to Rapid Vienna. 3-0 loss it was there. It's actually been at least back-to-back games without a goal in this competition. Başakşehir drawing with Copenhagen most recently, and then also, not long ago, a 5-1 loss against Celje, of course. But they haven't played home in a while, so maybe that is where the ticket to ride is on this one. And I think I'm going to lean that way as well. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Başakşehir, bouncing back, getting some points on the board, and maybe, just maybe, winning their home games will be just enough to get themselves in contention for at least the playoffs. That, my friends, is what I've got for you. Wow, wow, wee, wow. Don't forget, of course, to drop your predictions down below. We look forward to seeing them when we return. But until then, subscribe, smash the like. Catch you later. We're done.